From Park Center High School in Brooklyn Park, we proudly continue our coverage of the second annual Park Center Holiday Basketball Showcase. The nightcap tonight features two top 10 teams in Class 4A in what should be an exciting matchup. The 6-3 Park Center Pirates host the 7-3 Minnetonka Skippers. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Peden alongside Alex Nagel. And Alex, this should be a fun non-conference game featuring a lot of Division I talent. Minnetonka has won 4 in a row in Park Center, coming off a heart-wrenching thriller over Elk River last night.
Well, I tell you, Mike, what a game to wrap up this Park Center Holiday Classic tonight. Two great teams. I'm really excited for this matchup tonight.
Minnetonka has 3 Division I recruits in a senior-heavy roster. They're led by Courtney Fredrickson, but you also have Lizzie Odegard and Hannah Hedstrom. Simply put, this team is loaded.
Oh, I tell you what, Mike, you talk about a team that's talented and loaded, that's Minnetonka to the hilt. I mean, this squad is not only big, they can score, and they can rebound, and they can run the floor pretty darn well.
They've always been the bridesmaid to Hopkins in Section 6 and in the Lake Conference, but now that they're in Section 2, they might have a chance of getting to state, but of course a long way to go. That being said, as you noted, a lot of talent, they have a lot of continuity, and simply put, if you're not ready for your A game, Minnetonka can run away with this one.
Well, and you know, I hate to use a Los Angeles Rams reference, but you look at the heartbreaks that Minnetonka has suffered in the section finals against arch rival Hopkins. They've always come up on the short end. I think this is the year when you look at how things are set up that they very well might not only break through, but I think they've got a very good shot at winning the whole ball of wax this year, Mike. I really do. They're that good.
And over in Park Center, this is our third game. Of course, you know about the Fantastic Four, but it was a sophomore providing the heroics last night, and Sommer Blakemore hitting the game-winning 3-point shot in the closing seconds of regulation.
Well, Sommer Blakemore, the sophomore, she's slowly coming into her own, Mike. You know, she's stepping into some big shoes, filling in for Hannah Shaw at the point guard spot. But, you know, as each game goes, she's becoming more and more confident and being able to hit, you know, the big three-pointer against Elk River like she did last night. That just shows you how far she's come in a relatively short period of time.
That being said, Park Center facing a formidable senior-heavy team. They have a lot of bigs down low. How can Park Center contain the likes of Lizzie Odegard and Courtney Fredrickson?
Well, in talking to Park Center head coach Chris Vanderhyde before this contest this evening, you know, I asked him specifically, you know, how do you combat their size? And he said, basically, we have to try and be physical ourselves. I mean, and I think that's really what they have to do. They have to find a way to get physical. And keep in mind, Minnetonka is a team that more than likely wants to get into a half-court game, but don't be fooled. They can get up and down the floor as well.
This will be a considerable test for the group of juniors and sophomores on Park Center's roster as they work to develop their leadership skills. The starting lineups are coming up in a moment, but first I had a chance to chat with some of the players in pregame, so we'll take you to my conversation with Feyisayo Ayobamidele and Sommer Blakemore of the Park Center Pirates, and then we'll come back for the start of Park Center Minnetonka. And I'm here for a pregame conversation with Feyisayo Ayobamidele and Sommer Blakemore. So Faye, we'll start with you.
Okay.
You've been known for years as the defensive stopper for this team, and just how have you built those defensive skills over the years?
Well, I just keep my person I'm guarding in front of me. I try to use more of my feet, and usually when you move your feet, you get easy steals, so that's just what I focus on.
What got you into the sport of basketball?
Well, a lot of people told me I was tall and I wasn't really doing anything, so I just went to an open gym a couple of years back, and from then I've just been playing.
So what happened if you were tall early on?
Well, I was.
Did you stop growing, or?
Yeah, I stopped growing.
Was it Sommer's fault? I had a hunch she was up to something.
Yeah, she's always up to something.
That's why she's cowering over there, isn't she?
Yeah.
But anyway, you were saying folks suggested you were tall, and so they said, hey, go try this out. So do you remember that first memory?
Yes, I remember it very clearly. I was not good. I didn't know how to dribble. I didn't know how to shoot. I couldn't even make a layup. It was tough back then.
I wonder why you played defense.
Yes, that's exactly
You don't have to worry about scoring.
Yeah, didn't. Just moved my feet and played defense. That's all I really focused on.
So how long have you been involved in the sport?
Well, I've been playing basketball for about 7 years now.
And I'd say you've probably have learned how to dribble and score and do all that stuff since then.
Oh, yes, definitely.
What was the most challenging moment that really tested your resolve and your commitment to the sport?
Back in traveling, I'd always used to get mad at myself for always making silly mistakes, but I've been working on not getting mad so fast, so I think that really built up my confidence level a lot.
And you've won 2 state titles since then. How would you say you've grown as a player since you started?
I think I've grown a lot as a leader. If my teammates need help, I usually correct them or I give them some advice, and they usually come to me when they have problems, and I'm like that older sister that they have.
And what did you learn about that toughness and that resolve? Because the 2 state titles were won thanks to your group, including that triple overtime thriller. How do you think that helped you learn about resistance, so to speak?
It really helped us because we play together really well, and we're able to trust ourselves, so we know the exact time to pass, like the right time to not pass, because we've been playing with each other for so long, and I kind of just build up over time.
Now, I understand when you're not playing basketball, you like to shop.
Oh yeah, I like to shop a lot, and I also run track in the springtime.
Is there any items or any specific items you go for?
I go for jeans and shirts. Yeah, that's it, basically.
Fair enough. Hey, some folks like to shop. That's all right. And then in track, do you do sprinting events, long jump? What do you do there?
I mostly focus on the 200 and the 400-meter dash. Not really a jumper.
And any memories of, obviously, the state titles, anything else that stands out that symbolizes how the sport has made an impact on you?
Well, just being with my teammates all the time, that really impacts me a lot, because we have a lot of memories together since like traveling, so we're like sisters now. So yeah.
Despite Sommer's attempts to thwart you.
Yeah, Sommer's joined the fam.
All right, well, you stay here for a moment. Let's bring in Sommer, who's been shadowing over here. Actually, they'll switch roles. And we'll actually start with last night. How many times have you hit a game-winning shot in your career?
That was the first time ever.
And how were you feeling after you made that shot?
I felt really good because we just won, and it was a really good shot and a great pass from Michaela.
And I understand that wasn't even the original play.
No, the first original play was for Michaela to have a layup to the basket, but then she didn't, so I just shot it.
So now you've got the 3-pointer down. Next time you should pump fake somebody and then go move to the right, and then you can replicate Maya Moore's shot.
Yeah.
You think you can pull that off?
Probably not.
What kind of attitude is that? Come on here. You just hit a game-winning 3-pointer. I'm sure that's nothing.
Yeah, probably I'll work on it.
All right, and so what got you into the sport of basketball? What's your first memory?
When I was in second grade, I played on traveling, and it was really hard. I wasn't as good, but then I just kept with it, and yeah.
Well, so it's kind of like Faye over here. You weren't, and so what kept you at it? Where I guess for the two of you, where maybe you weren't good early on, but what led you to keep going?
Well, in the beginning, I just liked it a lot. I loved it, and it was really fun. So I didn't want to stop playing just because I wasn't good, and I just got good later on.
And how gratifying is it now, where you've been a part of a state championship team, I believe, last year, and now being able to carry that on and help build what this program has done?
It's really fun knowing that we've won 2 state championships, but it's also hard because we know it's getting harder now that we're in 4A, but my teammates are really good, so I think we can do it.
Not to mention you play in pretty much a 4A conference anyway.
Yeah.
And what was the toughest moment that really tested your commitment to the sport?
Well, not being good, having bad games, and my attitude early on in the season, and having bad games after the bad games are just hard. My attitude's really bad.
So they kind of snowballed on top of each other?
Yeah.
So what did you do to clear those attitude problems and make sure you didn't let a bad game or one mistake affect your play?
Well, I knew having really good teammates, me just messing up isn't gonna lose a game for us. So that kind of helped, knowing that it wasn't all bad just because I messed up.
Not to mention, if you mess up, Faye can back you up with a steal and a run out.
Yeah.
Now, we all talk about the junior class, and you're part of a rising group of sophomores. How have they bonded, and now that they have a year of varsity under their belt, how do you think they're developing?
I think we're all developing really nicely. I thought it was going to be way harder, but it's kind of easy.
And how would you say you've developed as a leader, Faye, without any seniors on this year's team?
Well, it's been kind of tough battling being in the background, but I found ways to help my team, and one of those ways were telling them how to do things, or if they had problems, I'd be there supporting them, keeping them up if they were down on a couple of stuff.
And so what's the most exciting part about being a team and experiencing the success to the level that you two have had?
I think it's just fun being with your teammates all the time and like growing like closer to each other because you're with them so much.
Anything to add, Faye?
No, referring to Sommer, yeah, it's been really nice playing with them because we've been with each other for quite a while, so we know our weaknesses and we know our strengths as a team.
And anyone you want to say hi to that will watch this game? I know we've thrown that question to you a few times, but anyone you want to say hi to, Sommer?
No.
She hits a three-point shot, a game winner, and she can't say hi to anybody? I don't believe this. Anyone you want to say hi to, Faye?
Yeah, my family, the Ayobamidele family.
I never thought she'd be so unappreciative of the support around here at Park Center. It's a game-winning three-pointer, and she can't say hi to anyone. I don't believe it. You shouldn't pass the ball to her today. You actually, yeah, you know what? That might not be a good idea. You might need her. Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with us. It'll be great to see what you two can do later this season.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sommer Blakemore and Faye Ayobamidele, and we'll have more from the Park Center Holiday Basketball Showcase in a little while. And welcome back to Brooklyn Park. Let's take a look at the starters. For the Minnetonka Skippers, Grace Allen, the 5'10 senior guard, will get the start alongside Hannah Hedstrom, the 5'9 senior guard, Courtney Fredrickson, the 6'2 senior forward, Chrissy Carr, the 6' sophomore guard, and Lizzie Odegard, the 6' senior forward. Park Center will start their usual five: Sommer Blakemore, the 5'5 sophomore guard, and the juniors, Daniel Schaub, the 5'4 guard, and Simonette, the 5'5 guard, number 11. Number 22, Michaela Hayes, the 6'1 forward, and number 25, Feyisayo Ayobamidele, the 5'6 forward. And as they take the floor, the conversation that I had with Faye and Sommer devolved into a fit of laughter and awkwardness, and it was an amusing conversation, but you never know what you'll get sometimes when you talk to teenagers.
Always unpredictable for sure, Mike.
Well, just like me, and I'm 28.
And me, I'm 55 going on 56, so.
Now, if Chrissy Carr sounds familiar, she transferred over to Minnetonka when her father, Chris Carr, moved from the Eden Prairie girls team to the Minnetonka boys team. And I spoke with Leah Dasovich about that, and she said, as tough as it was for Chrissy to adjust to a coach outside of her father, that's never happened in her life.
Yeah.
She's a gym rat. She's always looking to learn more about the game. And overall, the adaptation process has been seamless for the sophomore.
Well, you know, whenever you make a change like that, at the outset, it's always a bit difficult. But when you're as dedicated to the game as she is, those opportunities to learn, a different perspective are always beneficial.
Not to mention the hype that's followed her, because Chris, of course, had several years of NBA experience, including some time with the Timberwolves and a slam dunk contest appearance.
Yep.
But overall, it's a senior-heavy group, and one that, as you noted, has been always trying to fight against the likes of Hopkins and the Lake Conference. And Dasovich said she doesn't mind that Minnetonka was regrouped. But for the first time in 15 years as an assistant and head coach, it's the first time that Minnetonka and Hopkins have not been in the same section. So that's something that we'll see how that plays out.
Skippers and man defense to open up this game, Mike.
Park Center wearing their familiar home greens, Minnetonka wearing the white. This is the first of two meetings between the two schools. These two teams will meet again in February. And how did that happen? Well, Minnetonka and Park Center, they agreed to play each other, so they had their naturally home-and-home series. But John Hedstrom, as Chrissy Carr gets the fast break bucket to start things off. John Hedstrom, the athletic director of Park Center and also the father of Hannah Hedstrom, asked Minnetonka to take part in this holiday showcase. They agreed, and with the round-robin format, as Simonette Misses the three-pointer, follows her own miss, and gets her own cleanup.
Well, that's a sign of a very experienced player. What a good shooter does, she follows her own shot in, and it paid off there.
Simonette's three-point shooting has dropped a bit. Of course, we were here at Maple Grove when she hit 1 of 11. And she hasn't found her stroke in the last few games. There's Carr. And to continue about Carr, in addition to the transition she's made, she's also brought a more athletic element to the Minnetonka team as Hedstrom misses the three. Rebound by Fredrickson, fades away and scores.
Boy, nice lefty touch by Fredrickson there.
Fredrickson, one of 3 D1 recruits, as we mentioned in the open. Fredrickson will go to Wisconsin, where she'll join a Park Center alum, Kayla McMorris. Simonette pulls up and is strong. Chrissy Carr with the rebound. And we'll hear from the Minnetonka players at halftime, but a lot of them take part in the North Tartan program, so they know the Park Center roster very well. Three ball, corner pocket, Grace Allen.
Getting a little backcourt pressure already. Ooh, very
almost
lucky
a
there.
travel. That means they're going to have some open numbers down low, and Hayes misses the layup.
And those are opportunities that the Pirates have to cash in on, Mike.
Tonka off to a 7-2 start. Danielle Schaub with the steal. That's her patented defensive move. And she can't go coast to coast, and we have a foul on Carr.
Yep. Well, if anybody feasts on turnovers, Mike, it's Park Center.
We've seen that several times this season. They used that to full effect in the win over Maple Grove. And there's the leader of the defensive troop, Feyisayo Ayobamidele. And she talked about, in the pregame interview, moving her feet, and that is her key to success with playing defense. And by doing so, it's a lot easier to catch opponents and stay with them. And that's an emphasis in college and the pros. Use your feet, not your hands per se. Jump ball, Minnetonka with the arrow.
We talk about Feyisayo
Chris Carr wants to borrow our chair.
I was just going to say, Mike, you talk about Ayobamidele, who was, of course, suffered that apparent head injury in that game in the loss to Hopkins, but she is back now and seemingly okay and full and ready to go.
They had no games as Carr misses the three. They had no games between that and the holiday event, so you could go through the concussion protocol, and the trainer's very strict about that for obvious reasons. That's an offensive foul. Simonette led in, and as you know, no restricted area. So Grace Allen playing some heads-up defense there. Nope, they do call a foul. It looked like it was.
That's what I thought too. And
the
I was
baseline official charged, and he must have been overruled.
I was caught by surprise as much as you were, Mike.
So it was overturned, and instead it's a blocking foul on Allen, so Simonette will shoot a pair. Nope, they give her the three-point play. What universe am I on again? Apparently I'm not paying attention.
Maybe it was that Star Wars movie that you saw the other night.
I've seen it one too many times, apparently. I'm not here, I'm on Jakku. Scavenging for parts in a desert planet. That's as far as I'll go because not all of us have seen that movie yet, and I don't want to spoil it. Minnetonka will inbound. That's Hedstrom. She's the younger sister of Joanna Hedstrom, who is a junior for the Gophers. Simonette with the tip, Schaub with the steal. Simonette misses another one. They've had some trouble finishing the fast break looks. Outlet pass to Hedstrom, but not in a good position. Grace Allen for three is short. Carr had the rebound and lost it, and will be hit with her second personal foul.
Well, those are two big early personal fouls for Chrissy Carr here, Mike. Let's see what head coach Leah Dasovich decides to do. It looks like she's going to come out for a spell, and she does.
You almost have to this early in the game. So we'll get our first look at one of the bench players from Minnetonka, Laura Hamilton. And Hamilton is among a group of sophomores that Dasovich expects will take over once these seniors leave, so it's going to be their team. But it also highlights the depth that Minnetonka has on their roster.
Yep.
Hayes, spin move, got it.
Oh, great move by Hayes. Deft touch there on that finish.
And not a lot of crossover athletes here with Minnetonka, but with an enrollment of nearly 3,000 as Sommer Blakemore is hit with the foul. Dasovich noted it's really hard to get in the varsity level at a lot of those sports because you have so many kids to draw from.
Yep.
As Jada Buford will step in the place of Sommer Blakemore.
Talk about Jada Buford. Park Center head coach Chris Vanderhyde said he really needs to have Buford step up big tonight coming off the bench.
He's been waiting for her to break out.
I think she has to a certain extent.
Odegard, blocked by Hayes, comes up with it. Allen for three. Yes.
Hamilton got a hand on that inbound pass.
And that forces the turnover. So Minnetonka with a 10-7 lead, they get another possession. And turnovers have been a bone of contention for the Pirates. That hit them hard against Elk River last night as Hamilton misses the three. Allen with the offensive rebound. And Minnetonka getting a lot of second chances here. Hedstrom goes inside and shuffling her feet. Yep. Shuffling her feet was number 15, Kayla Mershon. Schaub doubled up. Here comes that pressure again. And Chris Vanderhyde will call a timeout to try to sort out this pressure.
Well, Schaub gave up her dribble a little too early on that, Mike. She kind of got caught in no man's land there.
So that gives us a chance to get to know Minnetonka a little bit here. Of course, we profiled Park Center a few times. And Grace Allen, who's hit a couple of three-pointers. A sophomore. She loves puns and Harry Potter. Well, if she loves puns, she would fit very well with our crew. And she's involved in the Spanish club. They go to elementary schools and also teach kids the language. The Be the Change Club, where we perform multiple service projects throughout the year, National Honor Society, and a First Mate, one of many First Mate folks at Minnetonka, and we'll explain that a little more in the halftime conversation I had with Fredrickson and Odegard. But the First Mate program is effectively a mentorship where seniors guide freshmen.
Another sophomore in there for the Skippers, Mike, number 12, Megan Walker, sophomore.
Megan Walker.
We got another one,
wearing number 12.
Number 5, Elena Strom, one of the reserve seniors in for the Skippers.
Did we tell you that this Minnetonka team was deep?
Yeah, very deep.
Simonet has him on the left wing. Goes to Aja Michael, who's on the floor for the Pirates. She's one of the reserves that come in. Buford used up the dribble. Goes out to Simonet. Deep three is strong. And the rebound by Elena Strom. Minnetonka with a 10-7 lead. Moving through and drawing the foul is Megan Walker. I think that was before the shot. Well, they're going to give her the motion. So she gets a continuation and we'll have a chance to shoot a pair.
Nice fast move off the dribble by Walker there.
Walker, she's involved in DECA and soccer. DECA is the entrepreneurship student group, and a state gymnastics champion at the age of 12.
Wow.
She makes both free throws. And Minnetonka extends her lead to 5. Sommer Blakemore the hero of last night, hitting that three-pointer that ended a 9-0 run for the Elk River Elks and turned Sommer Blakemore into
Pushed up the
household
elbow
name,
there.
and Jada Buford hit with the offensive foul. And with Sommer Blakemore and the other sophomores, Chris Vanderhyde has mentioned to us throughout our Park Center coverage that he wants to see more out of them. Sometimes he feels they defer a little too much to the juniors, but he feels they have the talent and the wherewithal to come up with big shots, and Blakemore did just that last night. Hedstrom with the initial miss, and Mershon couldn't clean it up. Park Center looking for a transition look. Ayobamidele gets the pass, but she's at a tough angle. And Park Center really having trouble converting those.
Well, we saw that was one there, and we had those two others here just a bit ago in transition that the Pirates failed to cash in on.
Michael to inbound finds Hayes. As you know, she's verbaling to Florida. Also doesn't like to see herself on TV. Goes up, and she'll shoot two.
And you know, you talk about these group of sophomores for Park Center, and of course we saw that Sommer Blakemore hit the game winner last night against Elk River. I think that confidence, I think you'll see that gradually come. I don't think it happens all at once.
Michaela Hayes also takes part in volleyball and track. The nickname she was christened this year was Mike. And in fact, Vanderhyde referenced her by that name last night as he was describing the game-winning play. As Michaela Hayes was doubled up on a fast break, and so she kicked out to an open Blakemore, who waited for a moment and then hit the shot, and that was pure. But Hayes misses both free throws there. So Park Center having trouble converting some looks, and that hit them last night too in Elk River. They really struggled to get some offense going, but what helped was Elk River couldn't do much either. Park Center will get the ball on the arrow following the jump.
Let's see if Minnetonka comes with more pressure here. It looks like they are. Trapping Jada Buford, but she gets out of it.
Finds Michael. Hayes was calling for her. Michael couldn't see her. Daniel Schaub will reset. Jada goes inside to Michael, and a clean block from behind by Hamilton. Fredrickson can't finish. Rebound and the putback for Megan Walker.
And that's a prime example of how Minnetonka has the ability to get out and run, Mike.
Minnetonka scored the last 7, but Sommer Blakemore gets her first field goal. Three on the way, that's short from Strong, and the rebound by Blakemore. Blakemore, the runner, short, or Strong, in that case it's a miss, and the rebound to Hamilton. Three from the corner is good from Megan Walker, and she has 7 points off the bench. And Minnetonka, they've had a very tough schedule, as you can expect for a team of their caliber. Their losses include St. Michael Albertville, the school that seems to beat everybody in the top 10 outside of Park Center. A bit of an upset to Rochester Mayo as Hayes can't get under Mershon for the bucket. And Fredrickson misses her target.
A little too high on that pass. Wholesale substitutions. I was just going to say, Mike, wholesale substitutions now for the Skippers.
Minnetonka's other loss came to Eastview.
Chrissy Carr is back in now.
It's a 17-9 lead for the Skippers.
Boy.
Ayobamidele is trapped. And I think what the official said, even though Fredrickson looks confused, is that Fredrickson tied up Ayobamidele, but she stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
And so by rule, The ball is considered out of bounds, and Park Center keeps it. That's not a ruling you see often, though. The skip to Hayes. She's guarded closely by Odegard. Blakemore for three, goes in.
But Sommer Blakemore, we were talking about it earlier, Mike, you know, she's out there, she's willing to take the shot.
If you can hit a game winner against Elk River, you can take any three-pointer. Fredrickson goes up and draws the foul on Blakemore, and that should be her second.
What a strong move by Courtney Fredrickson.
And Fredrickson will go to the line. It is the second on Blakemore. So Courtney Fredrickson one of the top players for the Skippers. She does a lot of simple drills, throwing the ball to herself on the backboard. Doesn't really pattern her game against anyone, but her role models in the sport are LeBron James and Maya Moore.
Not too bad a role models to have there, Mike.
LeBron, a two-time NBA champion. Maya Moore, a three-time WNBA champion. Second call on Daniel Schaub.
And we're seeing some uncharacteristic errors here on offense from the Pirates.
And that's been their growing pain of this season.
Yep.
The ball control issues, and we noted in the last broadcast from Maple Grove, without any seniors on the roster, there sometimes can be a dearth of leadership. But Fredrickson comes up short from close range, and Hayes comes up with the rebound. Schaub almost pickpocketed. Has a lane, she'll drive, but she's long. And Chrissy Carr with the rebound. Schaub with the deflection. And as you notice with Chrissy Carr and a lot of Minnetonka players, Dasovic really likes her lengthiness on the floor.
Yeah.
She'll fire a three from the corner, bullseye. And Chrissy Carr is up to 5 points. Megan Dubois on the floor for the Pirates, number 21. Schaub has it, works off the screen from Hayes, bounces to Simonette, and she goes into a trap, travels, and another turnover on the Pirates.
Talk about some of the storylines in this game. Of course, Hannah Hedstrom, the daughter of
John Hedstrom, the athletic director. Yep. And as we mentioned, the younger sister of Joanna Hedstrom, who's a junior for the Gophers.
And it was a standout at Minnetonka as well.
And Hannah Hedstrom, one of the D1 recruits on this roster. And that's an offensive foul away from the ball. It will go against Grace Allen, her second. Actually, her third, it appears. Nope, they do give it to Odegard. Allen fell over, and I thought maybe that's what they charged it to. In either case, it's a Minnetonka turnover. Fay tries to go backdoor for Hayes, but Fredrickson read the pass, and a foul on Park Center. To finish up the point about Hannah, she'll be going to Lehigh University next year. So she will not join her sister on the Gophers bench. I'm sure you're disappointed.
Well, sometimes sisters have to do their own thing.
Probably not, because that means she won't have to face Iowa.
Yeah.
How about Iowa, though? Chase Coley, Minnesota standout, is blossoming there in her sophomore season. Chrissy Carr fires another from the corner, but that's strong. And an offensive rebound will go to the Skippers. 6:18 left in the first half. Hedstrom to inbound. Finds Carr. And Hedstrom hit with the offensive foul.
Couldn't tell what really happened there, Mike. She was working the left baseline against Danielle Schaub, and it looked like a clean play. but the officials saw it differently.
Minnetonka out of fouls to give now. Hedstrom with the deflection.
Megan DuBois out there, of course, the younger sister of
McKenna DuBois.
McKenna DuBois.
A lot of siblings on this team,
Oh, yes.
past and present. Bounce pass went under the legs of Hayes. Allen with a steal. Hedstrom goes through the hole and gets the lay-in.
Boy, pretty one-handed shot by Hedstrom there.
Vanderhyde calls another timeout.
23-12 ball game here, just under 6 minutes left.
Hannah Hedstrom, not known as an offensive threat because she's very good at distributing the ball, but Dasovich said, you know, she can make big plays when she needs to. But her on-the-ball defense and being a court leader are the skills that Hannah herself takes pride in. She also likes to read in her free time. And if you're wondering where Lehigh is, it's in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And just a lot of nuggets on this team.
Oh, yeah.
For the Skippers. We've seen Chrissy Carr. When she's not playing basketball, I guess she says she likes food. And it really enjoys the pasta dinners.
Who doesn't?
People who don't like pasta?
Oh.
In that case, there's antipasto salad. She's a sophomore, but she is looking to go to a college with a good science program, and there are a lot of folks who think she will get a few offers herself to play collegiately. (23-12). And how does Park Center cut down on the turnovers here?
Well, you've got to play smart, Mike. You know, the Skippers are doing a very good job right now of getting into the passing lanes.
And they're making it very tough for folks like Simonette to get drives successfully.
Exactly.
Strum cross court to Walker. And Minnetonka can't hang on to it.
And you know, the other thing here, Mike, that stands out to me a bit here is that the Pirates really have not had that many transition opportunities as of late.
And it looks like, well, maybe Grace Allen got some blood. They're taking a look at her.
Got the trainer out there with her. I didn't see what happened, but they're taking her back into the locker room for a check.
Hayes has been hounded all game.
And there's another example of the Skippers getting into the Pirate passing lanes, causing disruption.
DuBois in the backcourt, which you can do on an inbound pass. And there's a series of reverses. Simonette to Schaub. Uh-oh. And the exchange is fumbled. Backcourt violation. And when Minnetonka makes it difficult to penetrate the interior,
boy, they sure do.
It's easier to read the perimeter passes. And Park Center has struggled a bit with some of the higher level teams. Hopkins, that game was last week. They won by 15. Kept it close in the first half, but Hopkins with a little more experience under their belt. And then Osseo at Eden Prairie gave them back-to-back losses. Overall, Minnetonka looks much more poised in the first half. Schaub trying for the steal, misses. Hedstrom can't bank it in, gets her own miss, and draws the foul on Hayes, and Vanderhyde throws up his arms in disbelief. The foul will be the first on Hayes.
Well, good job by Hedstrom following in on her own shot. She was a little off balance, but she managed to get the rebound. And the frustration mounting on the Park Center side here, Mike.
Hedstrom missing the front end. Gets the back end to fall. Dasovich praising Hedstrom's IQ, and that's been very evident over the years. She said that Minnetonka would not be able to pull off the things they do or have the success at their level without Hannah Hedstrom leading the way at point guard. Jump ball, Minnetonka with the arrow.
It seems like the Pirates have been stuck on 12 here for the last several minutes. Doubled up right now by the Skippers.
Reminiscent of their game with Elk River last night. Three-pointer missed from Mershon. Buford steps into a three, and that's long. Buford has made, I believe, just one three-pointer, and that came against St. Michael Albertville in the Tip-Off Classic. And the officials say ball was last touched by Fay, so a dead ball rebound to the Skippers. Shot from Walker, no good. And Hayes draws the foul on the rebound, and with Minnetonka in the penalty, Hayes will go to the front end to shoot 1-1, but
I think Hamilton's going to get tagged for that one.
It actually goes against Hamilton.
Her first.
So you were right on that one. And Hayes looks a little despondent from up here. She has yet to make a free throw. So another empty possession for the Pirates. And I spoke with Dana Jobert Hayes, one of the assistants. That's deflected by Hamilton. It will stay with Park Center. She noted that for whatever reason, the end of December seems to be the roughest stretch of the year for the Pirates.
Well, I think there's a lot of distractions out there, Mike, with the holidays and shopping and not being in school with classes, not the normal routine, and I think that plays a part in it.
Simonette, deep three, bullseye.
I'll tell you what, Mike, they needed that badly. And Simonette just wants to get into that groove where she can get free and start popping.
Walker banks it in. Megan Walker with 9 off the bench. And it's 26-15. Minnetonka leads Park Center. Jada Buford finds Hayes. And less than 2 minutes to go now. Hayes uses the step and gets it in. Leaned about as far as she could. Walker has it. She'll go out to Strum, and she sinks the three. That's Strum's first field goal. And Dasovich will call a timeout, presumably to get her starters in. So a reminder at halftime, we'll take you to my conversation that I had with Lizzie Odegard and Courtney Fredrickson. And I was able to get some of these chats because we had a JV varsity format going on today, and so I had some time to get to know a few of the players. Did the same with Rogers and Park Center Minnetonka, and that's one perk about having this format as opposed to last year when it was back-to-back.
Yeah. Well, coming out of this timeout here from a Park Center perspective, Mike, down 12 here right now with just a little over a minute and a half left. I think their short-term goal going into the locker room at halftime is to try to get the deficit cut down to like 6 or 7 points. They'll feel a lot better about themselves considering how things have gone for them offensively so far.
And if you're wondering if Minnetonka has an easy road to the playoffs, in the state round at least, they don't. Hayes, Odegard forced her into a tough shot. And the reason for that, even though they were moved to Section 2, Eden Prairie's in there. Carr can't get the reverse. They could always sneak up on you. They also have to deal with Shakopee and Edina having a strong year.
Yep.
And Shakopee, another top 10 team in 4A. So it's certainly not easy.
Miscommunication there.
And Simonette throws it away. It's not going to be any easier than it was being in the section with Hopkins, but it's a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
You run up against that rival that just seemingly dominates you. Hedstrom for 3. Bullseye.
Boy.
And this has been all Minnetonka in the first half. They push their lead to 15. Simonette on the line, that's short anyway, and Minnetonka can extend the lead on this possession. They have 11 seconds. Odegard. Carr blocked by Buford. Simonette, that's good if it falls, it's strong. But Minnetonka with a dominant first half, shutting down Park Center's interior and taking a 32-17 lead at intermission.
Well, they've done it in more ways than one, Mike. You know, they've been pretty solid on defense. They've been able to disrupt Park Center's offense by being able to get into the passing lanes, creating the turnovers. And they've done a fairly decent job from behind the arc, too, with their shooting.
So we'll take a break. But before we do, let's hear that conversation I had with Courtney Fredrickson and Lizzie Odegard. You're watching the Park Center Holiday Basketball Showcase. The Minnetonka Skippers lead the Park Center Pirates 32-17. And I'm joined by Lizzie Odegard and Courtney Fredrickson of the Minnetonka Skippers. And you two have known each other for years. Let's go back a few years, and why don't you tell us what got you into the sport of basketball? What was your first memory?
First memory was...
A lot of laughs. Some fans shouting you out?
Yeah. Fourth grade basketball in Minnetonka. It's almost all the seniors. We all play in the same team, coached by John Hedstrom. We went undefeated, and it was a great season, a lot of fun. Yeah.
So that's how you two met, I presume?
Yeah. Yeah, we met there. Coach Das also coached me in fourth grade also with Hannah Hedstrom and I can't remember who, but a couple other players too. So Lizzie and I met in like fourth grade.
So how surreal is it going to be? And of course you played each other last year where your opponent is where your former coach is the athletic director.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little weird with him being the athletic director and Hannah being on the team, but you know we love him the same. Yeah. It's a lot of fun still. Yeah. We have some teammates too, and players like Danielle Schaub, and obviously we played with Hannah Schaub and stuff. So Megan Dubois and McKenna, older sister. So Hayes, yeah. We played with a lot of them. So
this is going to be one extended family tonight taking the floor.
A lot of North Tartan family on the floor.
Well, North Tartan is known for producing a lot of talent, and how would you say you two have grown since your time on the fourth grade traveling team?
Just a little bit.
Well, I presume you're a little bit taller for starters.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I've developed my guard game, and because a lot of times I've just been forced to just sit inside the lane and post up, and I've worked on getting my guard game and being able to shoot and attack. So, yeah.
What about you, Courtney?
For me, I would just say confidence booster, playing up with some of the best players like Enrique and Titi and all of them. Being able to scrimmage against the Kayla McMorris and all these top players and stuff. I scrimmage against Becca Dahlman, so a bunch of great players.
Well, if you can scrimmage against the all-time leading scorer in the state, then you can take on anybody, right?
Right, exactly.
What was the most challenging moment that really tested your commitment to the sport?
For right now, actually, I'm battling a knee injury right now. So it's been really hard for me. I sat out a couple games and I'm wearing a knee brace, and it's very challenging and it's tough. It's a lot of mental stuff right now. So this has been me just kind of getting back and
it'll be I still have 4 more years of basketball after this, so just taking it day by day.
What about you, Courtney?
I would have to agree with injuries and a lot of adversity over the past couple of years with injuries, but kept on battling, so yeah.
Any moments that symbolize the camaraderie that you've built, because you played with each other for 8 years, and after this year you'll be going off to different schools, but anything that just symbolizes why you do this?
Just last week when Courtney hit the game-winning shot at the end, that's what we live for. That's the moments that you just love, and I would not want to spend it with anyone else.
Who was that opponent that you beat in the last second?
Eden Prairie.
Oh, the team that just played. So, of course, got to get those Lake Conference wins, but what would you say symbolizes that bond that you have with your teammates?
We just have traditions before every game. There's a lot of dancing, there's a lot of laughs. It's just a lot of great memories made with your teammates, and like she said, I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. Definitely a great bond built over the last couple of years with this team.
And I understand you two have really become attached to each other in on the court and off of it.
Yeah, she's one of my best friends, and I don't know what I'm going to do without her for the next 4 years when we're not together.
You'll have to find someone else to laugh with.
I know, it might be hard.
At the hip, it's horrible, but
all the time, yeah.
We're only 82 miles apart though, so
it'll be fun. We'll probably play each other. We'll see each other in college a lot.
We will.
That being said, how bittersweet is it knowing that you're both going to different teams?
It makes you take a step back and realize that you really have to appreciate and cherish every moment you have together on the court and off the court, because it comes to an end pretty soon.
I just said that last night. I actually posted an Instagram with her. I'm not kidding. Because we hung out last night. We went to a couple games together, and I sat there and realized after all of our memories, and we were laughing in the car, I was like, I'm really gonna miss this. So had a little sentimental moment.
Yeah. On the bright side, you get to be with Kayla McMorris again.
Yeah, I love her. She's been a great host. I go to visit her a lot, and she's been great. So I'm excited to be with her.
Now, I understand that you two and a lot of folks at Minnetonka covet this, are part of the First Mates Senior Leadership Program. So how gratifying is that you get to be a part of leading the next generation of Minnetonka students?
It's really awesome. We meet at least I think once a month and plan different activities to bond with the freshmen and make sure they can step into our roles, and the next 4 years Minnetonka continues to be a great successful school, and we're really building a great place to be.
And how do you think that's helped develop your leadership skills?
It's definitely made me gain a lot of confidence and learned how to help others and talk to others. And even though they're 4 years younger than us, they still obviously come up with great ideas, and it's helping build their confidence too, to be with all of us.
And for you, Lizzie, how is that leadership that Courtney's developed, how do you think that shows on the court?
Oh, it's a ton. It's really great because we have seen all 7 of our seniors are able to step up and talk, and on the court, and we can look to any one of them for leadership. And there's not, even though we have 3 captains, I feel like we have 5 of us on the court that are able to just step up in that role. Mm-hmm.
And we touched on this a little bit, but what are you going to miss most about this prep experience and being a part of a long time extended family?
Like I just said, I'm going to miss my team that I've grown up with since 7th grade, or since 4th grade actually, but 7th grade kind of the core group. Just all the memories, I've grown up with in Minnetonka, and I know that she hasn't, but she's like a family to us, and everyone is a key part to that family.
Yeah, transferring here sophomore year, I knew the girls that I play with, in 4th grade, but everyone just welcomed me with open arms, and we spend every single day together, and it's bittersweet that it's almost done, and I wouldn't want to spend it with anyone else because it's a long season.
So are you looking forward, though, to the time where you get to play against each other and finally test your abilities?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Lindsey Robson and we were talking about that, how we're all in Wisconsin, but they're in the same conference, and we play each other sophomore, junior, and senior year, so we'll be seeing a lot of each other.
I'll be seeing a lot of Lindsey Robson.
Are you still going to be purple and gold fans, or will you be turning over?
My dad will always be purple and gold. We'll see.
I agree. I'll never be a cheesehead. I'm sorry. I just will never be a cheesehead.
Wanted to figure that out before a big match on Sunday. Anyone you want to say hi to that's watching this?
Shout out to Lindsay. Shout out to Charlie Schaub. He's somewhere around here. And shout out to Boberg down there. and Dash. I see them laughing down there. Hey guys.
What about you, Courtney?
I'm going to give a shout out to my parents and my sister and my team. Let's get this W.
My family too. Thanks.
And maybe your comrades over there. Now they're running away. Well, thanks for taking the time. A lot of laughs, very lighthearted interview, and good luck, and perhaps we'll see you at the state tournament in March.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lizzie Odegard and Courtney Fredrickson of the Minnetonka Skippers. And we return to action here at Park Center High School, the second annual Park Center Holiday Basketball Showcase, and I had a great conversation with Courtney Fredrickson and Lizzie Odegard. They're very bubbly personalities, to say the least. And Courtney Fredrickson, we talked a little bit about her in the first half. And she mentioned the drills from earlier because the post can get beat up in the paint. Considered to be one of the best rebounders in the state. But she says you don't have to be tall to be a great rebounder, and there are plenty of examples of that. It's usually about positioning and being physical, not being afraid to draw contact. And Fredrickson highlighted Ashley Bates from Hopkins as an example of that mentality. Fredrickson considers her biggest strength her versatility. She can bring the ball up, play the wing, and post up. And she's been a starter on Minnetonka's team since 8th grade, and as you heard from the halftime conversation, she has been with the likes of Odegard and the seniors since 4th grade on the North Tartan team that was coached by John Hedstrom.
See Chrissy Carr from Minnetonka, she's got her right hand, right wrist taped up. I'm not sure what happened, but she's got it taped up. I'm not sure what happened though.
Hayes comes up short, and she's really struggled. That's a jump ball. Minnetonka with the arrow. And to finish up on Courtney Fredrickson, she likes to go on the lake in jet ski, and her nicknames are Full Court or Seafred. And Seafred can't go full court there. We have a traveling violation following the rebound, so Park Center will get it. And for Park Center, if they can't find a way inside, they're going to have a tough time coming back here.
If they're going to do it, I think the only way they can do it, Mike, is they've got to find the range from three-point line.
That would extend the defense. So just about everything else has come up empty. The fast break looks, shots inside. This is a very erratic performance thus far out of the Pirates.
She walked.
And another traveling violation. This time on Chrissy Carr.
And I don't know if that taped up hand or wrist had anything to do with it, but she had it taped up right before the beginning of the second half here.
I don't know if a taped hand or hand being taped up would cause a traveling violation, but Minnetonka starting a little sluggish as well in the second half, but they do have a 15-point lead. Foul away from the ball. And it's on Minnetonka.
I think one of the big things for Park Center here, especially in the beginning stages of the second half, Mike, they've got to get some offensive production from Ayobamidele. She was awfully quiet in that first half.
They've got to get offensive production out of just about anybody. Hayes, we didn't hear much from her. She only has 4 points. Danielle Schaub hasn't scored yet. And just as I say that, she finally gets the drive to the rim down.
She's going to have to be willing to do more of that.
And that's a foul on Ayobamidele as she collides with Hannah Hedstrom.
A little too aggressive there on defense.
So with this matchup, I wonder just, I suppose it's a win-win for John Hedstrom, or who do you root for in this situation?
I don't know. That's a good question, Mike. I guess in some way, if it's possible, you have to be an impartial observer, maybe.
Well, and as we noted, a lot of these players know each other from North Tartan AAU play. You know, the Schaubs are very good friends with Courtney and Odegard, and Blakemore misses the three. They know folks like Michaela Hayes and Simonette, and so I don't think there's too much animosity between these two teams outside of the jerseys they wear.
Good job by Grace Allen recovering that loose ball.
And Schaub hacks Hedstrom on the way up, so Hedstrom will shoot two. Hedstrom considers herself a pass-first point guard, and that's something that Leah Dasovich concurs. But if she sees a breakdown in the defense, she'll take a chance to score.
Hedstrom, a very rangy 5'9" player. Very similar to her older sister Joanna.
And Hedstrom considers the high school game a very intellectual duel. She misses both free throws, though. And there's a lot of strategy involved with a team sport.
Oh, absolutely.
Simonette, entry pass to Hayes. You see the defenders converge in her position, and she goes to the line, but with Park Center struggling to hit from outside, that allows them to cheat inside. The foul is on Odegard, her third, and Hayes will try to get on the board from the free throw line.
Hayes continues to struggle from the charity stripe.
Finally makes her first after 5 attempts. And we noted in the first half Dana's observation that Park Center tends to struggle in late December. You almost have to take that with caution because Allen will take the three and hit it for Minnetonka. That's a third triple. To finish that point, they found a way to rally back in March. Simonette on the drive and the finish. So they're struggling now, but no one's going to take this team lightly when we get to section play.
Oh, no.
I don't think anyone's going to feel sorry for those folks. Odegard shoots the three, and that's strong. And the rebound by Ayobamidele. Hayes double teamed, finds Schaub with the backdoor play.
Great recognition by Hayes on that pass, Mike.
And Park Center has to be feeling good just to get some offense going. Schaub is up to 4. Odegard has it. She'll fire from 14, and that's too strong. Fredrickson leaps in for the rebound, and she comes up short. Gets another one. Odegard tried the spin move and is poked away. Schaub with the steal. Looking to hook up with Fey down court, and she left it soft.
Another one of those missed opportunities for the Pirates.
Fey didn't have enough time to really control the ball, and that hurt her.
She was a little out of control on that.
Fredrickson can't hit from 17, and the rebound by Schaub. She's looking to push. Goes by Fredrickson, and Courtney commits the foul. And she had a good position on Schaub as well.
Well, and a good play there by Danielle Schaub. She was willing to sacrifice her body. She probably knew that the ball was going to get blocked, but if she could create the contact and get to the charity stripe for a chance to knock 2 down, it'll pay off when she gets the first one. So Minnetonka, Mike, with a few offensive struggles, leaving the door a bit ajar here for the Pirates to perhaps close the gap here back into single digits.
They've struggled a bit from the free throw line, though, much like the Maple Grove game. Although in that case, they missed their first 9 free throws before making them. And Laura Hamilton hits from 15. They missed their first 9 free throws, and they made 11 of their last 12. I've never seen such a discrepancy before or since. Buford goes inside to Michael, and Michael is fouled by Mershon.
And Buford thought about launching the 3, but then went inside.
Simonet to Michael, and she loses the ball to Walker. And Hannah Hedstrom with the finish. Skippers up by 14. Buford to Schaub. Kicks back out. Buford launches the three. And short.
Some of those growing pains for the sophomores, Mike.
Hedstrom has it, guarded by Schaub. So go to Walker for three, bullseye.
Yeah. Well, you know, the impressive thing about Minnetonka tonight, Mike, in my mind, is that they're getting the production from their bench, something that Park Center has not been able to get so far.
Dasovich highlighted the depth of her team, and that could come into play later in the year. Schaub goes up and comes up strong again. She's had a few looks that have just come up empty. And those have to hurt, and that's going to be a foul on Buford.
It was a little 7-0 run just when we thought the Pirates were on the verge of getting back to within single digits.
This has been a rough couple of games for the Pirates at this holiday event. But even in their state tournament years, that was very much their form.
Yeah.
They would lose a few games that maybe you didn't expect them to, but they'd find a way to get it done. And Hedstrom with the left-handed floater, they found a way to get it done because of their defense. Of course, it's a little bit tougher now in the 4A field than it was in the last couple of years, but it's been that same trajectory for the Pirates. Buford fakes the three, drives and comes up short again. Foul. And you have to wonder if the frustrations of Park Center are starting to get to them.
I was just going to mention that, Mike. You know, they're getting the opportunities, they're just not able to finish.
Fredrickson out on the wing. They're swinging around to Carr. And she walked again. That's her third traveling violation this half. As we noted before, these two teams will meet again, and historically, the more you meet, the closer it is. As Michael will go to the line for a three-point play.
Grab a spot, baby. Grab a spot. Here we go.
Well, again, a very smart move there by Danielle Schaub, getting in, drawing defense, and finding Asia Michael free. One of the strangest free throws I've ever seen. Just a little one-handed deal, and it worked.
That gets her on the board. She has three. Fredrickson from 17, off the mark. And the rebound is won by Hayes. Simonet, three ball. Can't hit from the corner. Hayes with an offensive rebound. That's not something we said too often tonight for Park Center. And Schaub is fouled from behind, I believe, by Fredrickson.
I was just going to say, Mike, we haven't had very many opportunities this evening so far to say second chance for Park Center on offense. But here's an opportunity. If they're going to get back into this game, here's where they have to cash in.
Buford guarded by Carr, and she's bumped. They wanted to travel. The reason she didn't get called for traveling. I believe Carr made a deflection, so Buford effectively could get a new dribble in.
Talk about an acrobatic move there.
Fredrickson hit with the offensive foul.
And that is her third foul tonight. The deficit whittled down to 14 now for the Pirates. Let's see if they can draw closer here. Still a ton of time left, over 10 minutes.
And Fredrickson with just 3 points, but again, we've touted Minnetonka's depth throughout the broadcast, so it's kind of like the Elk River game where your top player, and Buford led a little too far and she gets hit with an offensive foul. But Minnetonka and Elk River, in a sense, are similar, where you don't have to get a big game out of your top player to be productive. And that, of course, is common in the higher classes when you have bigger rosters to work with. Hedstrom out to Allen for 3. Short. Carr in position for the rebound. And it goes out to Allen. Jump ball. Park Center with the arrow. Sommer Blakemore with the defense. And for all the folks out there, I want to get this in because this was a point of irritation. It is pronounced Blakemore, and some folks have read it as Sommer Blakemore.
Yeah.
But if you read the program, it's Blake and Moore, so it's a compound word. So just to make, and for any future Park Center broadcasters out there, that's how it's pronounced. I just want to prevent that snafu. And Michaela Hayes draws the foul on Odegard. That's her 4th. And now Leah Dasovich has some management to do.
The fouls have piled up rather quickly here in this second half for the Skippers.
They're in the penalty, so Park Center will shoot free throws the rest of the way, although they have struggled in this game to do so.
Well, the opportunities have certainly been there for the Pirates here tonight, and they just haven't been able to cash in to the full effect. He gets the first one.
Having a little fun with Abe. Michaela Hayes makes both. And it's been fun to see her grow. And she's had some big roles to perform, as we've seen in those state tournaments. Tough shot, but drawing the foul is Laura Hamilton, so she will shoot 2. Laura Hamilton says being part of a team is really fun. She also takes part in soccer and Spanish club and is looking to go at the Division III level. Where? I don't know.
She might be a prime candidate for a MIAC school.
She'd have plenty of options. Speaking of the MIAC, how about St. Catherine knocking off St. Thomas?
That was quite a win for the Wildcats for sure, Mike. I was at that game.
Hamilton makes it a 13-point game. Hedstrom with the steal. One-on-one with Schaub. The lob and one.
Just when you thought that Park Center might be on the verge of making this one close again, another mistake, and the Skippers cash in.
Well, as we indicated in the open, Minnetonka with a senior-heavy group among their starters and the bench. Park Center doesn't have that senior leadership yet, just because they don't have any seniors on the roster. So that's something that, of course, we rectify next year when the junior group becomes older. But right now, it might be a matter of experience. Hamilton missed the 3-point play chance, but it's a 15-point lead again for the Skippers. Jada Buford still looking for a 3-point shot. Hayes lunges for the rebound, goes up, and that was a tough shot. Fredrickson with the board. Outlet pass, A little too high for Hamilton. Hedstrom pulls up. Off the rim. And Buford hustles for the rebound. Schaub cuts across. Now Fey for three. Yes!
Ayobamidele not known for her three-point prowess, but she hit a big one there. Back down to 12.
Remember, it was her three-point shot against Maple Grove that clinched it for the Pirates. It actually gave them the lead for good. That being said, they're still down by 12, and they're running out of time to finish this weekend with a win. Or I should say finish this two-day event. Weekend hasn't come yet. And what will be our last game of the year, Alex.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Seems hard to believe that 2015 is winding down to a close here.
No matter what happens, this will be the final game I cover this year. Of course, we'll be back next week. The next game I'm covering will be a boys game featuring the Minnetonka Skippers led by Chris Carr against the Minneapolis Henry Patriots. And we have some other great matches coming your way. Minnehaha Maranatha should be a fun girls game. Minneapolis North boys team. A lot of fun to be had. Fredrickson launches the three, and that's short. Daniel Schaub gets the rebound, tosses it to Michael. Hayes goes up and will shoot two more.
Well, the Pirates doing everything they can to try and get to the charity stripe here, Mike. Here we go, a chance to get back within 10 points. They haven't been in that range for quite some time. And the struggles continue for Michaela Hayes.
Mershon picked up her third foul, by the way. And what do you think is responsible for the struggles in the free throw line? We saw it against Maple Grove. We're seeing it here.
You know, Mike, that's a tough one to answer.
Inbound lane violation.
You know, that again, that's a tough one to answer, Mike. I wish I had a better reply for you. You know, these players are out there shooting free throws every day in practice. And why they struggle in a situation like this, a lot of it I would have to imagine is mental.
Fredrickson to Walker on top of the key. It's been all Minnetonka throughout this game. Five-second call.
Some feisty defense there by the Pirates.
And that's what they're known for. Daniel Schaub driving out to Ayobamidele. Michael, long two, goes in.
With just under 7 minutes left, they got it back to the 10 points. Let's see if they can get a stop here and whittle it down to single digits.
It's a bit early to start milking clock, perhaps, for Minnetonka. Fredrickson not wasting any time and gets the bounce.
She's so good inside right there in the paint, Mike, with that little left-handed deft touch.
That's just her second field goal, if you can believe it. Buford to Hayes, and once again, Hayes caught outside. Can't get that entry move with the spin. And Fredrickson with back-to-back buckets. And Minnetonka pushes the lead back to 14. Buford throws up a tough one, and that seems to be a mantra of hers.
Seems like the tougher the situation, the better she is.
51-39, Minnetonka up by 12 with less than 6 to play. Ayobamidele with the deflection. And Odegard will go back in alongside Allen and Strom. Foul away from the ball. Both teams are in the penalty. And that's going to send Elena Strom to the line. Or actually, it will send Grace Allen there.
Minnetonka being very patient here on offense.
Grace Allen with 9 points, 3 triples. Her first trip to the free throw line, and what can we say about Minnetonka's balance?
Yeah.
It's going to be a valued asset of theirs.
There's a
And
steal.
Buford throws it away. Strom can't put it in. That would have been a dagger for sure. Instead, Buford has a chance for a fast break, and she can't get the pass in cleanly. Park Center turns it over.
You know, it's interesting. I look at the bench here, Mike, for both squads and see some very good former players. Of course, Jamie Zielinski, who started here at Park Center and then later at Bemidji State. Stacy Johnson on the Minnetonka bench, who had a very good career at Minnesota State Mankato.
There's a holiday break. Allen blocked by Hayes, but Odegard is there for the cleanup. Lizzie Odegard. Her nickname is Liz Dog. I wonder where she got that. Dealt with a knee injury that sidelined her for a few games, and that's been the case with Minnetonka. Simonette misses the three-pointer, follows her own miss, and cleans up her own mess. Not enough of that today from Park Center.
Yep. And that's a sign of a good shooter, Mike. You know, maybe they're not always on from the three-point line like they'd like to be, but they do a good job of following their shot in.
Walker can't put it in. Buford picks it up. She's got a lane. She'll take it and score. Well, Park Center doing a good job getting some plays in. Again, just not being able to string enough of them to hang with Minnetonka here.
Ayobamidele went for the steal.
And Strom passed up an open shot. She'll go to Walker instead, and she hits the three.
Well, just when you think Park Center might be on the verge of making this one halfway close.
That's been happening frequently.
Yep.
But again, just not enough consistency in Park Center's offense today. And so there's a few more players who wanted to get in. Lizzie Odegard, who we highlighted at halftime, she took part in volleyball for the last 3 years, but decided to focus on basketball exclusively this year. She is headed to Milwaukee, and so she and Courtney Fredrickson are already looking forward to the future matchups they'll have against each other. They don't play each other next year, but they'll be facing off against each other after that.
Yep.
And of course, they'll get to reunite with Caleb McMorris,
Yep.
One of their AAU comrades. And Kayla Mershon, who hasn't scored, but looking to attend a school that has the right fit for her. She's a sophomore, so still a ways to go before she has to make that decision. And Grace Allen, who knows where she'll end up? But with the high accolades of this Minnetonka program, a lot of them are involved, even if they're not involved in multiple sports, they're involved in other activities. We talked about the First Mate program that's highly coveted. 400 seniors on average apply for it, only 88 are chosen. And several of them are on this basketball team right here. That's something that Leah Dasovich is very proud of, and like most coaches, Hayes, I thought she dragged her foot. That doesn't matter. Ayobamidele misses. But Minnetonka can't recover in time, so another chance here for the Pirates. They trail by 15, and barring something strange, it looks like the Pirates will go to 8-3, while Park Center will fall to 6-4.
Well, you can see the size, Mike, and how much of an effect that has whenever Park Center tries to go up for a layup, work the ball inside. It really forces them to take a tough shot, and a lot of times off balance as well.
And that will send Odegard to the line. And looking at the roster, even though the posts haven't been all that flashy on offense today, there's just a lot of bigs with Odegard, Fredrickson at 6'2". And when you have that 1-2 tandem that can run the power forward and center slots, it's just really tough to contain.
And there's another one.
That's Hedstrom with the steal. She's fouled by Shaw. Hedstrom will shoot 2. Well, consider Park Center. They've been an undersized team for years, and it's easier to get away with that in 3A because not everyone is tall.
Yeah.
But in 4A, you've got some lengthier foes to deal with.
Bigger, too.
Not that Park Center isn't used to it.
No.
But that's something that could obstruct their path to another state championship if they return to the state tournament in the 4A field.
Well, and I think head coach Chris Vanderheid knew that being shoved up to the Class 4A field, it was going to be a harder road to hoe from the get-go.
Blakemore missed. Odegard with the rebound. Minnetonka up comfortably here, and they have been throughout this one. Ever since they got up by double digits as Blakemore commits the foul. They never really had a serious threat to that lead.
Right.
But what do you think their prospects are as we move ahead?
For Minnetonka?
Yes.
Well, you know, just watching them tonight, this is my first opportunity to catch the Skippers in action, and I have to tell you, Mike, I really like what I see. If they can stay healthy, they've got all the weapons, all the bits and pieces in place to snatch the Class 4A title away from Hopkins. I think in a lot of ways we've had a look at both Hopkins and Minnetonka now, and in my mind, Mike, I think Minnetonka is the much more complete team.
There is the saying, you're the champs until someone dethrones you. And even though St. Michael Albertville had the big win over Hopkins, I don't think a lot of folks are going to be ready to dethrone them until we get to the playoffs.
I think head coach Leah Dasovich will tell you that this squad has a lot of work in front of them yet, and arguably they do. But just from what I've seen tonight, they look like a much more complete team than Hopkins.
Well, some notable games as we finish out this one as Odegard scores. Looking ahead at Minnetonka's schedule, they will go to Elk River in late January. That should be a fun one.
Oh, that will be a fun one.
They'll go back to Park Center in February, and you would think that one will be a little closer. And then after Park Center, 2 days later, they go out to Orono to face the #1 team in Class 3A, and a team
that'll be another fun one.
Well, Orono played Hopkins very competitively. Yep. And then being in the Lake Conference, you've got Edina, a top 10 team, and they have yet to face Hopkins. The first meeting will be on the 22nd.
Talk about Murderer's Road.
Well, you're in the lake, so you're going to face Hopkins at least twice.
Yeah.
And White Bear Lake, another non-conference game. That one could get interesting. They also will go up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota to play a pair of those teams in early January. So Minnetonka is going to get some out-of-state experience. They already have. They played McEachern at St. Paul Johnson, part of that showcase, and won that one convincingly.
Leah Dasovich has cleared the bench now, giving her bench players time to shine here in these last couple of minutes.
And Park Center, what do they go from here? You know, they, of course, have a tough schedule the rest of the way in the Northwest Suburban, but not the performance they were looking for.
No, and obviously it's a disappointing outcome, not one that head coach Chris Vanderhyde would have liked. But you know, again, I think from just what we saw here this evening, Mike, it really boils down to consistency, eliminating some of those silly mistakes and turnovers. There were some communication problems on offense. Not everybody seemed to be on the same page, and those are the small things that I think the Pirates have to work on going forward.
They had trouble making their free throws, and they really had trouble getting any kind of rhythm on offense tonight, especially inside. And
and credit Minnetonka with a lot of that too, Mike. I mean, they really make things tough for their opponents with their size and length.
And they were unable to get them outside either.
Yeah.
But Minnetonka has been waiting a long time to reach the state tournament field. Hopkins, for many of those years, seems to get in their way. Again, the path will not be easy, and I'm a little surprised that they won't be playing Shakopee beforehand as Simonette scores. But Minnetonka is making a statement in the early part of the season, and in those losses, they weren't at full strength.
Right.
That being said, we know the 4A field is a little more wild this year, as Walker can't finish there. So whoever gets on a run as Mershon gets her first basket could be in prime position to host the 4A crown, but well, Blakemore hits 2 late threes. This one will not win the game like Elk River, but Minnetonka wins the day 66-50, another quality win to their resume, and Minnetonka, in my view, certainly looks like a team that could challenge the top competitors in Class 4A when we get to March.
I absolutely agree, Mike. This is a very complete team that has the size and strength. And like I said at the beginning of this broadcast tonight, Mike, they're not just a half-court team. They can get out and run, too.
And their depth will also be highly valued as the season goes along.
And they got that production tonight from them.
Their top score came from the bench, actually, as Megan Walker scored 15 points and Hannah Hedstrom scored 12. So a couple of folks maybe you don't expect had big performances, and we'll try to get a word with those two as we conclude the Park Center Holiday Basketball Showcase. Minnetonka wins 66-50. And I'm joined by Hannah Hedstrom and Megan Walker. And Hannah, you've been talked about as a pass-first player, not necessarily someone who wants to score, but you came up with a few plays tonight. So is this this art of deception you're working on here? What's going on?
No, not exactly. I just like to see what's in flow and pass when it's open and just read the defense. So today they happen to be helping out on our post, so more chances for me to score. But yeah.
Well, and defensively, you guys came up big, really shutting down the interior Park Center. And how were you so successful?
Yeah, that was the main focus of our game today, is to shut them down defensively. We had a couple of games where we've let teams score too many. So we played a little more sagging and trusting each other was our focus for today, and I think we did a really good job of that. So.
What does it say about your depth when the team's leading scorer comes off the bench?
Yeah, that is awesome. We have girls who just come off the bench and score, and it depends on the night. Like sometimes Courtney will be the leading scorer, and sometimes Lizzie or Megan even. So it's great that if someone's not bringing their A game today, someone else will. So.
And I spoke with Courtney and Lizzie about this. The seniors have been together since 4th grade when your dad was coaching the AAU traveling teams. How does that continuity show up now as seniors?
Yeah, we definitely have very good cohesiveness as a team, and definitely just all going towards the same goal. Like we both all love playing together and love playing this game, so I think that shows on the court.
Do you get any tips from your big sister over at Minnesota?
I do. I love talking to her about basketball and just our whole family, so it's fun.
Basketball's in your blood, isn't it?
Yep, for sure.
And Megan, you were the one who scored 15 points off the bench, and again, when someone sees Minnetonka, they might think of folks like Courtney and Lizzie, and you showed that just about anybody can step up for the Skippers tonight. How did you do it?
Well, it's fun playing with all of the good players who can make good passes that help me score, so thanks to all of them to help me with that. Yeah.
And how did you guys keep your rhythm? Because all throughout this game, you really had to clamp down on Park Center's offense, and then you came up with big plays when it looked like they were ready to strike back.
Yeah, we've just been really focusing on keeping a steady pace and not getting down on ourselves, so that was the main focus on this game as well.
You're through the month of December now. What have you learned? Where would you like to continue growing, and how far do you think this Minnetonka team can go?
Well, I think we've grown a lot as a team this month. We've been playing more together and sharing the ball better, and I think we can go far if we play like we are right now.
And how does this depth of yours help with that growth?
Well, a lot of teams don't go as deep as we do, so it's good that we have everyone on our team can score, and I trust everyone on our team too. So.
And for the two of you, is there anyone you want to say hi to?
I don't know. Everyone to say hi to is here. So.
Yeah.
Well, you can say hi to them. They'll be watching this.
My mom and dad love you.
Yeah. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Got to get the parents, and of course, Hannah's parents have been watching. Well, your father's been here for all 3 games. Your mother's here at least for one of them, but it'll be a pretty easy ride back home, I imagine.
Yeah, it should be good. We'll see. My brother played tonight too, so it depends on how that went. But.
Well, at least one of you got a win tonight, and that's what matters. And congratulations on getting that victory, and perhaps we'll see you in March.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Megan Walker and Hannah Hedstrom from Minnetonka. That wraps things up here from Brooklyn Park. For Alex Nagel and everyone on our crew, I'm Mike Peden. Thank you for watching the Park Center Holiday Basketball Showcase.